What's up, guys? James with JC Trails here, and today we're gonna be test riding the Santa Cruz Tallboy. Not only do I want to test ride the Santa Cruz Tallboy 2.9er here, I also want to compare it to my Short Travel Specialized Stumpjumper. Since both bikes are in the same segment of the Short Travel 29er, I want to do a comparison between the two. Pretty same spec on both bikes, but to make it a little bit more even, I took off my carbon hoops off my Stumpjumper, my MV carbon hoops, and put them on the Tallboy here. And also they both have Maxxis DHF tires front and back, 2.5 in the front, 2.3 in the rear. It's kind of sloppy out, so I want to maximize my traction. All right. Beautiful day here in Pine Hills, and we got to start our ride with the climb. Oh, got to earn those downs. So I'm really interested in finding out, is this 2019 Tallboy S build, how's it stack up against my 2019 Specialized Stumpjumper ST. I rode this bike last year, probably last fall. I did the Plus model, so it came with a little longer travel fork, I think a 130 fork, and you know, the 2.8 Recon Plus tires on it, 27.5 Plus, of course, and I loved it. I thought it was real playful and just responsive. And this is the first time I've had the chance to ride with 29er wheels. Both bikes are size large. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds, about a 31 inseam. And both bikes fit great. I rode a size large last year, plus one, felt perfect. This one, no different. I definitely go with the size large. If you wanted to make it a little bit smaller, maybe put a smaller stem on it. This one's got about a 50 millimeter stem, I believe. All right, so let's talk numbers. Geo numbers, that is. This bike's got a 68-degree head tube angle and a 73-degree seat tube angle. That's pretty old school. I mean, I don't feel like I'm back over the back tire. I had to look at Santa Cruz website twice, and it says it is. But it's pedaling up the stuff pretty good. Got a steep section coming up right here. I'm curious to see if I feel like I'm gonna loop out with this slack seat tube angle. But my Stumpjumper's got a little bit more modern stuff. It's a degree and a half slacker. So 76.5 on the head tube angle, and I believe it's, hold on, this is steep. We're not looping out. I think it's like 75.6 degree seat tube angle, so not the steepest, but more on the steeper side of the spectrum. Pedal's great though. One thing I like about the Santa Cruz bikes is they climb really well, especially on terrain that's not too rough. VPP just feels, it just tightens up just the right amount. Still a little compliance for bumps and technical climbs, but it just stiffens up a little bit more than the horse link. When I have my long travel Stumpjumper, that FSR, I find myself reaching down and hitting that trail mode on the shock, on the compression, to get a little more support. With that being said though, when the climbs or flat terrain is techie, that horse link just stays on the ground, super planted. The VPP does a pretty good job, but there's a little pedal feedback. Since that chain really plays a role in tightening up this back end, you're gonna feel that in the pedals, but it's minimal. So we just made it to the top. Let's start dropping down on the hill and see how this Tallboy feels. Felt great on the climb. It's like most Santa Cruz bikes, climb pretty good. Ooh, still icy out. Thank God I got my DHF tire on the front and the back. Ooh, it's a little sloppy. So funny how this bike feels so much more capable than the Blur Trail. I mean, just a 10 millimeters more travel front and back, pretty much. It just feels more firm and confidence. On those steep little roller things though, woo, I do feel that steep head tube angle. You gotta really get your weight back. See how it drops. Oh man, that was really nice. Oh, these short travel 29ers, just so fast. Let's go. Yep, balance. Up, yes. Man, got pretty low pressure in the shock and the fork and no bottom out. The EDP is pretty progressive, I think. It's hard to bottom out a Santa Cruz bike. So I'm glad I did put these wheels on so I can get a pretty good comparison with my Stumpjumper Short Travel. Woo! Over the rocks. Oh, loose. Let's go over the rougher line today. Oh, see where the drop is steep. Flinging up rocks. Pedals really nice. Really easy to get the front end up. Nice short chainstay, snappy in the turns. There's the big drop, but down to a nice transition. Always a good test to see how it feels in the air. Nice. Whoa. Very poppy feeling. Rear end just feels so progressive on this bike. And that's just due to the nature of having a short travel bike. A little bit more poppy. Let's do drop test number 3. This is basically huck to flat. Stumpy handles it pretty good in the short travel. The fork bottoms out because it's the rhythm. I don't know. A little flex on the fork there in the 34. I don't know if it's flex or it's need another volume spacer in it. I think it's got like 2 in it right now, but it definitely dived. Back end though, man. Feels better than the Stumpy on those hits. Woo! It handles the rocks pretty dang good. So easy to get off the ground. A hook. So good in the turns. Whoa. Oh, that corner was loose. Ew. Yep. All right, so let's finish up the little more technical part of the descent. Just a little more rocks. I feel like the Stumpjumper handled that a little bit better. So I want to see how it handles this descent. A little bit tighter, a little more turns. I think that steep head tube angle is gonna feel good here because it's not too steep. Oh yeah, she turns well. The pump it. Look at this big. So it's crazy how this bike is so similar to the Blur I just test rode, the Blur Trail, and feels completely more aggressive, more trail oriented. You know, the travel's pretty much the same. Ooh, we got pumpers. Oh yeah. Gotta do that jump later. Those are beautiful jumps. This thing's fast. I haven't pedaled once. Turns really well. I feel like I'm not even trying. It's just going fast. Oh, drop. This is not gnarly at all terrain. The Stumpjumper, I think, doesn't turn as well as this, so I get a little nervous when the trees get close together. This thing just pops off stuff. Whoa, a little off track there. That's my bad. Feels good on this kind of trail, nice and flow stuff. Whoop! Yes. All right, so just finished up riding Santa Cruz Tallboy S build. Great bike. Really no complaints on my local trails. Handled everything pretty well. So what I really want to talk about is how it compares to my short travel Stumpjumper. So first of all, like I said, for the comparison, it was nice to put my Envy wheels on it with the same tires, because I know those could really make a big difference, and rode both with these same wheels and tire setup. First of all the components worked really well. SRAM GX drivetrain, level TL brakes, all worked well. The Fox suspension felt great. Yeah, the reverb I really don't like. When it's cold out, it just doesn't want to go up fast enough. But other than that, everything worked really well on the bike. So how's it compared to my Stumpjumper? Well, I looked it up on my phone, and it does have a 73-degree seat tube angle. This setup right here in Geometry Figures, they are a couple years old. Probably could use some updating, but I really didn't feel the slack seat tube angle. Didn't really bother me that much. If you're a taller fellow on this size large bike, maybe that seat would come up a little bit more, and your butt would be, or your seat would be way back here on the back tire, and it would affect you on steep climbs, but didn't affect me that much. And then the other factor here is the steep head tube angle. You know, it's 1.5 degrees steeper than my Stumpjumper, and I did feel that in those steep little rock rolls. You just got to be conscious and really get your weight back. You can still do everything, you just have to be a little more conscious of what you're doing and not get lazy on the bike. But the Fox 34 Performance fork worked well. A little bit better than my Rhythm fork. It still says a fit grip dampener, but it felt a little more plush and a little more capable, even though it's a 10 millimeters less travel. So guys, which one would I pick? I think I have to stick with my Stumpjumper. Just because it's a more of an aggressive trail bike, it just fits my riding style. This is more of on the XC spectrum of trail bikes. Pedals really well. I'm really digging this VPP linkage. I think my perfect bike would be the Santa Cruz VPP rear end. Feels nice and stiff, gets real tight on the climbs, and when you're sprinting, feels great. And the front triangle of the Stumpjumper, with the Geometry Figures at least, with a steeper seat tube angle and a slacker head tube angle. Guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Coming out with a Stumpjumper versus regular high tower video soon. So if you don't want to miss that, hit that subscribe button. Have a great holiday season. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, guys. Peace. And what the heck was Santa Cruz thinking of these pink colors? What, I don't even know what you call this one. Plum? Blech.